What is up, everybody? Welcome again to another episode of Jigs is Too Old for This Shit. Yeah, welcome to another episode. We're going to continue our tuner Evo prep on the X and the 8. But actually, I think I'm going to take a break today and maybe throw some coilovers on my daily over there and see how that goes. I'm using my iPhone XR today because I wanted to try out how the quality is with this the video on this phone. We're gonna do that, but I think, yeah, maybe we'll put some coilovers on that thing today. I don't know, maybe. What do you think? Oh, you still can't flip the damn screen. Maybe we'll throw these bad boys on there, along with these bad boys on there. Don't mind my bench. It's been pretty crazy around here. My wheels came back. To be honest, maybe we should have sandblasted them because the surface on the wheel is kind of rough. But for now, I think we'll be okay. Maybe I'll get them PVD'd later in the future because I really like that finish. I used to have SVC RPF ones, but I really love the CR Kai design, so maybe we'll get that PVD'd later. I got them for like $1,200 off a guy locally. Came off some, I don't know, I think 2010 Civic Si. And last year I spray painted them, they looked good, but the brake dust just wouldn't hold. So, but yeah, they look good. We'll get tires on them this week and I'll take you guys over to Action Auto Works when we get that done. Maybe we're gonna put coilovers on this thing today. What do y'all think? What am I asking you for? I'll post this up before you guys could answer. Yeah, that's probably what we're gonna do today. I'm really contemplating on painting the front lip and side skirt extensions on the Blue Evo. Maybe we'll do that too. Yeah, maybe we'll do that too. I don't know. We'll see. Well, I decided I probably should get a little tuner Evo prep in before I start them coilovers. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to paint the side skirt extensions. I'm going to bed line them with the can and then just shoot them with a little universal black from Duplicolor on top just so that it's dark but still have that. So first thing I do is I'm going to remove this right here. It's just bolted onto the side skirt, and then I'm going to paint it. I scribed the line with paint marker because I want to put tape there because I don't want to put bed liner beyond that line, because if I do, then it won't. I don't think it'll sit flush, and I don't think the double sticky tape is going to work very well. So we're going to take this off for right now, and then we'll clean it up, prep it, tape it, and then we'll spray the bed line. What you want to do, use some mineral spirits and just clean it. We're not going to sand it down. You just want to clean it. And the bed liner should stick, I think. I've used it before on a high traffic area like the interior of my car, my old race car, and I didn't sand that down. I just cleaned it up, and it took it. So it never came off, never flaked off. So yeah, just clean it. We're gonna clean this right now. The mineral spirit, and then we'll Well, I'm back on the GoPro, mainly because I don't want to get my new phone dirty. But I put one coat of bed liner on the side skirt extensions. I got a bunk can from the parts store, so I had to spray it upside down to get it to even spray out. So I'm gonna let that dry, maybe 24 hours, and then I'm just gonna paint it with like regular paint on top. Well, we'll see how it dries. I'm really bummed about how I had to put it on. It looks okay. As long as it dries even, which it looks like it might, I'm not gonna be too mad about it. I'm gonna start putting this car up on the jack stands and start pulling the wheels off, and I can start putting the coilovers in the front. All you want to do is remove, there's a 12mm back here that'll hold these brackets on for the ABS line and brake line. You loosen these two bolts, which are 19s, and you loosen the 14s here, and then once you do that, you just pull this strut out, and then you can slide the new one in. This is probably the shittiest driving Evo you will find in the Midwest, but it's decently clean. I've put 20,000 miles on it since I've bought it. All it's got is this little quarter panel Honda rust right there. But other than that, it's pretty decent. It just needs a little cleanup. But anyways, both front coilovers are on. You just gotta adjust the height. So now we're gonna move on over to the rear. And the rear is pretty simple, okay? The rear, you need to take this bolt off and this bolt off. And then the 2 bolts up here that's in the trunk. Once that's out, you swing that control arm down like we did on my sway bar install, and this whole thing just pops out and you put the other one back in. Well, all 4 coilovers are on. It took about an hour. All the bolts came right out. Didn't give me any trouble. So now all I gotta do is torque the bolts. These you can torque by hand. Yeah, for these, you wanna torque these bolts and you wanna torque the bottom bolts in the back too. So, but I'm ready to adjust the height once I do that. So we're getting there. Now, so next up is to set the height on the coilovers. The one thing you got to remember is to make sure you set the preload correctly. Different coilovers will take different preloads. For example, this blue car runs a PIC Select Pure Tuning coilover, and I run like 3 turns, 3 full turns of the collar of preload, and it rides really nice. The Evo X runs a Stance SS Plus with the Swift Spring upgrade. Ooh, it's really dark, I can't even see it. And that car has to run 0 preload, and that means the spring is touching, but there is no pressure, if that makes any sense. These Teins, the way I'm gonna set it right now, it seems like there's a lot of pressure on there. My old Galant had Tein SSPs for like 12 plus years, no joke. And I always ran no preload because I always slammed that car. Well, what I noticed in that car is when I ran like 5 turns of preload in it, or when I raised it, it would actually ride kind of better. So what we're gonna do is I'm going to loosen this ring, which is already loose, and I'm gonna take this out, loosen this, and count how many turns it takes before this gets loose. That way I know how to set the rest of it. And then after that, you just lock it. You measure from here to the bottom of this collar, and then you loosen this collar, and that's how you set the height. A lot of people will argue that you don't use this to set the height, but that's how I do it, so that I can keep my preload adjustment the same, and it's always worked out for me. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that and do all 4 corners, and then hopefully we can put the wheels on so we can check the height and we can dial it in. All right, so we got our height set. The front looks pretty good. That's pretty much where I want it. Maybe bring it down a little bit, just a tad. But this is my daily, so yeah, I might leave it at that up front. The rear though is pretty freaking close. I don't think, I was hoping I would get away with no fender rolling, but I'm pretty sure I need a fender roll here. But nonetheless, it's got to come up a little bit. So I'm probably gonna turn the rear up maybe, I don't know, half an inch and even out the gap. But nonetheless, the wheels look so good. They fit perfect on an Evo. That car is pretty aggressive. And as much as I love the look, God, this looks good. So, well, I'm gonna raise the back, and I'm gonna raise it and see if I can clear the fenders, you know, without rolling them. I really should at least fold fold them up a little bit, but it's starting to look good. There she is. This is a pretty good height because I daily it, and I got that rear fender rolled right here, and there's a lot of, yeah, look at that. That's a ton of clearance there. Shouldn't rub there. The bad news is this side. This quarter panel is fucking rotten. Sorry for my language. If there are kids watching, shouldn't be watching YouTube anyway. Go read a book. Anyways, yeah, that's pretty rotten. I went to go roll it, and it didn't hold. I knew it was gonna happen, but I knew I needed the clearance, so we're gonna have to replace this quarter panel at some point. But for now, I mean, it is what it is, you know. I bought this car for $8,000 knowing that it wasn't perfect. Like that one, even that one is a northern car. So this one's got some, you know, some issues we have to deal with later, but I'm not too mad. It looks really good with these wheels on. And once we get everything taken care of, it'll be perfect. Alright y'all, so it's the next day, and the car looks good. We're gonna go back to some tuner Evo prep on the next video. We still got the X and the 8 to do. But for now, that's it. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you next time. Peace.